live. It's a
I
mystery.
yeah.
We may or may not be live.
We'll wait for the chat to tell us stop
Yep.
dancing.
Chat, tell us when we're
why are we
live. In
dancing?
the meantime, we're gonna dance.
Nothing yet.
We're live. What do you know?
Okay, we're live.
That was
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, that totally
All right.
worked. Dance until you're
Hi
live.
everybody.
Hi.
I'm Zeke. This is Captain Ito.
Hi,
We're
guys.
here at PAX South 2016 in the Twitch booth, in the
the Twitch
broadcast
booth.
zone. It's pretty awesome.
It is.
And we got a lot of stuff today. It's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, we have a really big bucket list to share with you guys. I think you guys are going to be super excited about the news. I'm taking the place of Playoff Beard, who is going to be watching me. Yeah, kicked him out.
He's
yeah,
not here
that's
anymore.
right. Flip a table. He's probably going to be watching me and critiquing my performance the entire time. Sorry, Playoff, that you're not
I'm
here.
taking notes.
Yeah.
Better watch out.
Yeah, it's going to work out good.
All right. So first of all, the Lunar New Year will be upon us soon.
Yeah, buddy.
There's some pretty exciting stuff going on. It's going to be our biggest in-game event ever. Basically, you just log on every day, play a game, and you can get some pretty awesome stuff.
So wait, when you say log on every day, what does that mean to the players? Like, in order to get to awesome stuff, they have to log on?
We also have Evil Finn here, who is kind of... I think she had a little bit too much coffee in the morning.
She's picking up where the dancing left off with you and I. She's like our backup dancer. It's like, I bet this is the point where the chat's like, awkward. Awkward turtle.
Awkward turtle?
Awkward turtle. Yeah.
All right, so...
Okay, Lunar New Year, hit me off. So I'm a player. I want to get awesome stuff. What do I have to do?
You log in each day.
Okay.
You'll get a thing.
And
it'll be an awesome thing.
Yes.
And the more you log in each consecutive day, you will get more and more awesome things.
This sounds pretty awesome.
So be sure to log in when the patch hits, update hits,
yes.
1.14.
1.14.
Log in every day, and you will get stuff.
Yes. Log in every single day to get stuff the moment 1.14 drops.
Yeah, and
that's
basically,
the key.
Later today, we'll update the newsfeed. We'll have pretty much every single thing that's going to be happening in the Lunar New Year event.
Mm-hmm.
So just check your newsfeed today, and you'll know exactly what's going on.
Yep. That's going to be awesome.
Yep, a lot of good things. You're going to get like double glory, red envelope prizes.
Red
every
envelopes.
Day you log in, the rewards will become more and more awesome.
What? Mm-hmm. This sounds pretty awesome. Okay, so Lunar New Year sounds like it's going to be really good. What do we have in it for players?
Ooh.
What can they expect?
There are so many things in this update. What do you... Actually, you know what? Let's start with something else first.
Okay.
On the competitive side of things.
Let's jump in.
Media Pixel hasn't picked up... Well, let me just show you a video.
Okay.
Here, we're going to watch this right now.
I'm as excited as the rest of you.
Boom.
What could it be?
So Media Pixel, picked up by Team Secret.
Yeah.
There's some pretty exciting news. Like, Team Secret is one of the biggest, esports organizations over in Europe.
Yeah.
And having Media Pixel being picked up by them is just fantastic stuff.
Yeah, this is a massive, massive thing for Team Secret. I'm super excited for them.
Right, and definitely one of the
Holy cow.
things to watch out for is they're going to be playing this weekend in the EU VGL. So
yes.
if you want to see them play as Team Secret for the first time, this is your chance.
Yes.
They are fantastic. They are the champions of Europe in the live finals. And holy cow, like, Mowgli, that Finn play was out of this world.
I mean, they clearly deserved to get picked up by Media Pixel. I mean, for people that are
for
watching...
Team Secret?
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Yes, for Team Secret. For people that are watching, you know what? If you want to have this kind of opportunity, you too can actually join in the VGL. All of these kind of greatness and rewards can also be yours. The prize pool now, $25,000 for winners. We're coming up on the NA and EU finals that are going to be cresting. When are these things going to be happening?
So the EU... live finals or live championships are going to be the March 18th to 20th in Infinity Arena in London.
Yep.
And the North American one will be March 11th to 13th in Esports Arena in Santa Ana.
Yeah. So players, if you have a team of 3, you guys think you're kind of baller, you can jump in and actually win cash. We have open signups right now for VGL. It's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. So go and sign up right now. Also, you can get tickets pretty much, whenever you want.
And so anytime you want.
Make sure you'll get your tickets if you're interested in coming to the event. It's going to be pretty awesome. And a little bit more about VGL, we have some pretty awesome matches going on this weekend. In North America, we have Gangstars Sirius and Alliance on a collision course, potentially going to be in the finals. And
oh my god, it's going to be war.
Yeah, and we saw Vaughn, like one of the top teams in North America, get knocked out by Kinetic. So
yes.
that was
That was a
pretty
crazy
unexpected.
upset.
It was.
No one saw that coming.
It was like
No one saw it coming.
Vine's like a super mechanically skilled team, and Kinetic just like came and blew them out of the water. And of course, later today, on the Twitch main stage at 5 p.m. CT.
Yeah.
So Central Time, 3 p.m. PST.
Yep.
We are gonna have the community versus the devs match on the Twitch main stage on the Twitch stream. It's gonna be pretty epic.
It's gonna
looking
be on.
forward to it.
Oh, it's gonna be on.
I think this guy's gonna be playing.
I'm gonna be playing.
He's gonna be playing against Shin Kaigen and the community.
That's right. They're gonna get worked over. It's gonna be awesome. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have. Oh, for the devs. See, I actually have the list here. So we have myself. You're gonna be able to see
Nope,
Zaken.
I'm gonna be shoutcasting.
Just kidding. You're not gonna see Zaken. We have Haney. We have Ready Player One, and we have what's his online name?
Oh, JD.
I don't even know his online name. It's gonna be
JD
awesome.
Hitman.
JD Hitman.
Yeah.
Thank you.
JD Hitman.
Against Shinkaigen and his gang, and anybody from the Vainglory community. You're going to watch the devs work them over, show us how it's done. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be pretty epic.
Oh my god, it's
All
going to
right.
be great.
And of course, for the live finals, be sure to get your tickets.
Yes.
North America, right here. Europe, right over here.
That's right.
So Gfinity Arena in London for Europe, and the Esports Arena in Santa Ana in California for North America.
Yep, London and California. Everybody pick up tickets for this. You're going to be able to meet not just some of the best and the brightest in the Vainglory community. You're also going to be able to meet a lot of the devs. We go to all of these events too. We love seeing you guys. We're going to be there. You can pick up all this swag. I saw people in chat. Everybody's talking about this hat. I know the hat is fat. If you want one of these things, you want these kind of new like swanky hoodies, you're going to have to go to the finals in order to pick them up. This is where all the good stuff happens, guys. It is going to be amazing. Definitely want to see you guys there.
Yep, and of course, I'm sure you guys are here to see some pretty awesome stuff that's coming in 1.14.
Everybody wants reveals.
So there is a post already live talking about the balance changes in 1.14, but I think what you're here for are the reveals. So, without further ado, this is what we got. We have these two blank spaces up here.
Oh my god, what could it be?
I have no idea. Let's just skip them.
I like how they have the names right there, and I'm like, is it a hat?
Alright, so we got Fury Mono. You guys have seen this kit. It's been posted.
Yes.
But the next one, Red Lantern Kashka.
Yes.
Pretty sweet.
Oh god.
Pretty awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Exceptions has a match ready for us, so feel free to kick things off. Alright, we're going to join these people. We got draft mode going.
Draft mode. So, okay, for players that are just now coming in, have no idea what they're about to see, tell me a little bit about draft mode. What can players expect?
Alright, draft mode. You're able to, well, first of all, you have to ban heroes, you have to pick your heroes, you gotta choose a good team comp for yourself.
Yes.
And you can see right now, you have the captains of each team banning out heroes. Kestrel's banned. Sky is potentially gonna get banned. We'll see what Rex decides to do. And for one thing, we're rolling out draft mode in a couple stages.
Yes.
So initially, it's only gonna be for 3v3 team matches in ranked.
Yes.
So
that is worth repeating for a lot of the players out there. Don't worry, you're going to be able to get your feet wet without being too overly stressed.
Right.
You do not have to play draft mode in ranked. You will have regular blind picks. You will only play draft mode if you go into the ranked queue as a party of 3.
So if you're in a party of 3 and you're up against another party of 3, you will be in a draft mode game. Otherwise, if you go up against a group of solo queuers or duo queuers, you'll also be playing blind pick.
Yeah. Well, this is good. So we're watching draft mode go. On team left, we have an Arden, and team right, we have a Koshka. We're also seeing that a couple of players are picking a little bit early.
Yeah, we also have a couple of people soft selecting, so basically letting your team know, this is why I want to play. Invincible Banana failed to lock in.
Did not lock in.
I'm very disappointed.
Yep.
The draft.
Banana. What the heck, Banana?
Step it up, Banana.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
That was your turn.
Alright, so you are able to soft select, basically let your team know, this is what I want to play. I kind of have a plan of, I want to play in this case.
Now let's say that you pick somebody that I don't particularly like. How do I communicate to you, like, if you soft select Koshka like this? If I think this is a terrible idea, what do I do?
So if I'm in, well, in spectator mode we can't see it, but
Right.
in hero select, when you're actually doing the draft pick, you'll be able to thumbs up and thumbs down things.
Yes.
And if you don't like what someone's selecting, just give it a thumbs down. Be like,
Yeah.
I want you to play something else. Maybe, try this other dude that I'm thumbs upping.
Right. which is really convenient. That's going to help a lot for players to be able to communicate and create team comps. Help assist other players that may not know. Of course, at the end of the day, you're going to be entering into draft mode in our first phase when you are in a team of 3 and only when you are in a party of 3. So don't worry if you're thinking like, oh my goodness, I don't want to see thumbs down from other random people on the internet who are just going to hate the fact that I love Fortress or that I love Pedal or what have you. Yeah, that thumbs down. You won't have that experience right out the gate. You're going to be able to talk with your friends, but you're also going to be able to communicate straight through the app.
Right.
And everything is going to become very easy to get started with.
This is a very bouncy team.
It is a super bouncy team.
Especially the Gift Wrap Fortress. Like, what the?
I know.
I love it.
I know. Christmas is still here, guys.
All right, and of course, they're heading into the jungle.
Yep.
There's some pretty exciting things happening over there. So tell me about it.
Yeah,
What
let's
is
talk about
new
team
in the
comps.
jungle?
Before we get into that, like I think it's worth mentioning here on Team Red, we have an all melee team, right? They're going to be laning with Ozo, which is a bit of a shock. But it's also worth noting, Banana and Sparkle Rain here are both incredibly low.
Yes.
And that is worth noting.
Yes.
Players, the jungle is
Significantly more lethal.
quite a bit more lethal.
Ozo died.
Oh my goodness! Already, first death, Team Blue.
I'm actually waiting for someone to die to the jungle camps because it'll be hilarious.
It will be hilarious. Now, for players that don't understand, they're thinking like, okay, wait, why would you turn up lethality in the jungle? What is this all about? Why is this a good thing for the game? A big part of the experience of jungling is ensuring that you're trying to preserve your sense of battle readiness.
Right.
At the end of the day, the team fights and the jungle engagements are much more interesting when players have to choose between saving, let's say, the cooldown and energy costs on their abilities for a potential engage, but then potentially risking the health of having to spend longer time engaging a jungle monster and losing out a little bit, or to jungle a little bit faster, not be able to save the health, but potentially meet up when you don't have your abilities and the energy costs because you've been spending them on the jungle.
Right.
So enemies that are not 100% health, just much more interesting to see. It's going to make early engagements much more interesting. Overall, it's going to make the jungle a little bit harder to farm, but it's going to make the game itself significantly more immersive to watch.
Right, and one of the things is, you might notice, even though you're getting fairly low in the jungle, those healing camps are healing you significantly more. The Iron Guard contract buff for your roamer is healing them significantly more. So even though they drop pretty low initially when doing like the double camps, or the double larges or double smalls, once you take the meta camp, you actually heal up most of that again.
Yep.
So you just have to make sure you have to balance between healing up and healing out the jungle.
Yes. So deeper tactics, and also worth mentioning, that means that splitting so that you have your roam hanging out in the mustache brush and your jungler is going to be solo jungling, still a viable tactic, but you're going to have to balance off the costs. Keep in mind that your jungler is not going to have that Iron Guard contract and be able to restore back the health that they're going to lose from the punishment they take from jungle camps.
Right.
The punishment from the jungle camps really should be absorbed by your roam.
There's a triple acro bounce right there. So we haven't really gone over Ozo's abilities.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah. So his perk.
Yes, his perk.
Carney Luck.
Carney Luck. So Ozo gets much more benefit from healing and from barrier than anybody else. He actually gets between 10 to 30% more from those sources. That means that he's going to have a much more interesting time in being durable in the midst of team fights by relying on teammates to help keep him alive. That's your Adagios, that's your Petals. They're going to really help out, even your Finns. So pairing up those kinds of roams with Ozo makes him significantly more effective. Ozo doesn't have restoration really in his kit that he's going to be able to use.
So it's actually quite interesting because on the side of Team Blue, you have an Adagio and an Arden, which is basically Ozo's favorite buddies.
Favorite two pairs.
And he's on the other team.
Yeah, they're on the other
so
team.
Sad.
And Banana ended up being paired up with a Fortress and a Koshka, which is not going to help him at all.
Right.
Ozo's perk is not going to be utilized very much, but we'll see what Redix does with Banana and Sparkle Rain on a Fortress
Flash is
and
going
Koshka.
ham.
Way too ham.
That was
way too ham.
Pretty aggressive dive, I'd say.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what his thinking was there. That played out exactly as I would have expected.
Yeah.
with him dead on the floor.
A little bit too ham.
Yeah.
And of course we have the gold mine has spawned, so that's mini mines. You might notice a little bit of a zip change over there too.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, not to mention, they've also had a boost in their lethality and their durability. So, you're also going to see that it's going to be a little bit more tough for teams to be able to take both of them. But a really big changeover is happening with the gold miner here in 1.14. This is going to be a massive game changer. So, people, please listen up. Gold mine, tell us again what's going down.
Gold mine. after you kill it, after you capture it, it does not actually join your team anymore. It goes back to neutral when it respawns, and it's pretty dangerous now. So you can also watch as Rex kills some things because that's what he does.
Yep.
But now you can use minion candy on a neutral miner. So on a neutral gold mine, on a neutral minion mine.
Yep.
If you think, oh, look, my enemies are trying to take these things, let's just drop a minion candy on it, make it a little bit harder for them.
Yeah.
And they might just die to them.
Yeah, they might just die. So this is going to give a couple of other significant changes in the meta that might not be obvious at first glance. Keep in mind, since you can no longer own the gold mine, you don't get the benefit of him joining in for fights. If you're going to attempt to take a fight to the gold mine.
Right.
You're also not going to get the benefit of vision when the enemy team is going to be crossing in front of it. So it's still going to be up to your team to end up using scout traps effectively, placing them in the Kraken pit, in the areas in the midfield, so that you're going to be able to watch for traffic that's going to be passing off into your jungle.
Yeah, so just as a side note, this is the original Rona skin. He is not using the free Rona skin, so if you're wondering why it looks exactly the same, it's because it is exactly the same.
No, it's because Super Evil thought it would be better to sell you the same skin because you know what? We're that evil. That's how we roll. That's how we do.
Alright, we also have some people off on the side. Got Humanist over here.
What's up, Humanist?
Kima, you guys want to come on?
You guys want to come on camera
and say hi?
Mob the camera.
Alright.
Everybody's like, no, we really didn't want to come on camera.
Say something.
How's it going, everybody? We're here at PAX. This is
PAX.
awesome, man. I had to take away from Zekent for a second, but hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, right.
This is pretty sick. What game we got going on right here?
So we have a team up between Sophie Flash and Sitco against Banana, Redix, and Sparkle Rain. This is showing off our new Lunar New Year map. You got Ozo, who's laning and doing a pretty remarkable job, actually. Well, actually, not too good. 2-4, not the best. But I have faith. Redix is going to pull it out.
Oh yeah,
we were just talking through his kit a little bit of the changes that players are going to be seeing in 1.14 Gold Miner, and those banana sandwich changes is going to be crazy. They're going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like I've seen some of the guys like out there playing, and they're like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, he's like, oh,
he's ripping me apart.
Yes. Yeah, the lethal jungle, tearing people. It's a whole new level. It's a whole new level. Yep, that's some lag.
Our favorite thing.
Always.
Easy
always.
GG.
Fortunately, the players aren't lagging.
Redix, pull it off, bro. Okay, you live. Good. Go home.
Nice.
Go home.
Get out of there.
Yeah, so how are you doing? What are you guys going to be doing here at PAX?
Oh man, I was just like talking to some of the guys out there in the line that are playing, and some of them like they've heard of Vainglory, but they haven't checked it out. Some of them have checked it out before. Some of them are just mobile players in general, but they all are like super excited. And then the guys that got up there and playing, they were like, "What's going on?" And they were like, they're so into it,
That's awesome.
You can tell.
That's awesome.
Same kind of thing for me. Like when I first picked up Vainglory, like that initial excitement you get into it, and it's just like it's sick.
Yeah, for people watching, I mean, I wish you guys could see. We have right outside of our booth, we've got like a massive area where Vainglory is being played by a bunch of people. Everybody standing around, seems like a high amount of excitement. Always fun to see people put their hands on Vainglory for the first time.
You got Nerds for Revenge out there. He's on the right side.
Yeah.
And then there was another staff over here on this side. He was getting the nice comp going though. He was like, he got them to the laner, the jungler, the roamer, and then the other team like went like 3 into the lane right away, like the classic pub. But yeah, he's trying to get them the right comps.
That's awesome. I like how he's competitive even with newbies.
Yeah,
that
I would
have
say
never touched the game. Exactly.
They should have like had like a competition on the day, like either side, like who gets the most wins throughout the day.
Yeah, that's good times.
All right, well I'll get out of you guys' hair. Give this.
Thank you so much though for swinging by. Please do stop back.
For sure. You guys enjoy the stream.
Yeah,
and,
buddy.
Get out there, play some Vainglory.
Cool. We're sharing some secrets here. So right now, let's take a look at what's going on with the game. So we're around in about the 9-minute mark. Not too bad in terms of differentials between the two kills. We're seeing 2 kills up on Team Blue, which is kind of good, give him a little bit of an advantage, but ironically that is not translating into gold. They're significantly less effective at being able to clear out their jungle. Not sure why.
And that being said, we did reduce the gold bounties.
We did.
Yep.
That is worth mentioning. Also, a big change in 114. A lot of people are curious about catch-up mechanics with gold. Let's talk about that a little bit. What's changed?
So in 113, we had some pretty significant gold bounties. Like it was what, 8% of whatever net worth difference.
Yep.
It's been tuned down to 6.
Yep.
So that's pretty solid. In addition to that, having a gold mine change, it's now much easier for a losing team to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Because one, you don't have a giant gold miner beating up on
Beating
you
up, yeah.
with the enemy team who's already ahead of you,
Right.
which
Not,
is
it's
really
like not
bad.
a 4v3.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, here goes Scotch Gold. Flash
Oh
is
my
getting
goodness,
killed.
there's no way Flash is going to be able to get out of this. Yeah.
He is dead.
Sad Panda.
Yep.
Sad
Yeah, so
Panda.
what else is happening in terms of gold?
Yeah, so I mean, an 8% to 6% drop in terms of gold bounties is actually pretty significant. That's like a 25% drop in the amount of gold that's given out. We're still looking for that to be an opportunity for savvy plays for teams that are on the back foot, teams that are currently losing the game, to be able to have some hope, to be able to get back into the game.
Right.
But we also wanted to make sure that if you get that advantage, that you can mostly keep that advantage. You're a little bit more secure with it. So dropping it by that 2% is going to feel significant. And even in our tests, you didn't see nearly as dramatic a swing. And so I think it's going to be a really good change. I think the community is going to like it. The gold miner not being owned by a team. Big deal. Also keep in mind that both the durability and the lethality of the gold miner has increased, so it's a little bit more tough to take it. Also means that minion candy is going to be a massive game changer. Keep one in your pocket. You see them trying to take it, you can actually candy the minion, rush in, and they're still holding the aggro. It's going to be a bloodbath.
There's also a pretty fun little change regarding turrets.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, when a turret gets destroyed,
Yes.
if you are currently dead, let's say you're dead for, it's late game, you're dead for 60 seconds, you're really sad because you have all your turrets up, but you guys got ace.
Yep.
Now when a turret gets destroyed, 15% of your death timer is just cut out.
Yep.
So if you're dead for 60 seconds, there goes 9 seconds of it.
Yep.
So this basically means that if you have defended your turrets well throughout the entire game, one late game team fight will not just end the game for you. Because we've seen occasionally, teams are super even match. One team gets ace, and there goes 5 turrets, there goes the Vanquish, and the game's over.
And the game's over. Yep.
And that's a little bit sad. So
that's such a massive change. It is such a massive change. Guys, it feels so good because successfully protecting your turrets gives you the opportunity that if you were to make a mistake late game, you haven't lost it all. And while we want to be able to give those opportunities to the teams that end up getting them, we also want to make sure that when you are doing a great job of playing out the matches, that is going to give you a tactical advantage in the late game of Vainglory. So both this gold bounty reduction slight, as well as the turrets reducing cooldowns on dead heroes, it's going to make the game feel a lot more fair, a lot more fun.
Yep. Also, we do see Redex picking up a breaking point.
Yeah.
After this fight, I definitely... Oh, you might also notice the Ardent Gauntlet is pretty sweet.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
We're also lagging because that's what we do best.
Yeah, I mean, here we are, lag. We can never seem to quite get away from that. Nope. But for people that don't know, people are just like, wait, I didn't see it. What happened with the Ardent Gauntlet? What happened with Ardent?
Alright,
this batch.
Ardent's Gauntlet. It now... Whoa, what did you
Sorry,
do?
I had to cough.
Alright.
I apologize.
I was hearing things in my ear. I was like, what's going on?
So sorry.
But Ardent Gauntlet, it now has an indicator where it's going to land.
Yes.
In addition to that, it no longer knocks you back in or out of the gauntlet. If you land a Ardent Gauntlet direct on top of someone, they're just stunned.
You stun them.
And it looks really cool.
Yeah, so this was one of the big changes that I was hoping to push through for 1.14, guys. Like, I really think that Ardent's Gauntlet is a massive game changer, and we see it all the time. But our initial expectations on whether or not it would be more fair to reposition enemies that are right on top of the gauntlet or to stun enemies that are right on top of the gauntlet didn't seem to work out well, especially considering the fact that sometimes if you get a load hitch or if there's any kind of hiccup of lag, you're not in the place that you thought you were supposed to be.
Yep.
The gauntlet was never meant as a repositioning tool. It was meant to reposition players because it felt more fair to the players being caught in it rather than being automatically stunned. So to compensate for that, in 1.14, there's been a huge change to the Ardent Gauntlet in that when Ardent winds up, he's leaping through the air about to fist punch the ground, there is an indicator ring that will appear on the ground that will show enemies where the Ardent Gauntlet is about to appear. From there, it is the responsibility of the enemies to not be standing on top of it when Ardent's fist punches said ground and the barrier does erect. If you are standing on top of that little white indicator, you will get stunned, but you will no longer get randomly repositioned or shoved inside the gauntlet when you didn't expect to be.
Right.
So now it's up to you to race for that white line and try and get out of it. It feels significantly better and much more fair and rewards really good Ardens for great gauntlet placement.
Yeah, basically run in or run out. Take your
Run
pick.
in or run out.
Or
You
get
got to figure it out.
stunned,
Or get stunned.
you'll be really sad.
Exactly. Then you're gonna be sad, Panda.
Don't get stunned.
Don't get stunned.
It's not the way to go.
No.
Yep, we saw the
Pro
red team
tip.
just did capture gold mine, so gold mine still neutral. Pretty good
Gold
stuff.
mine's still neutral.
It is more powerful, and you see like the jungle camps are actually hurting our heroes quite a little bit, but it's it keeps them on their toes.
Yeah, a huge part of really compelling skill is how you manage your battle readiness, how you manage your resources like health, energy, your cooldowns on your abilities. What you're going to be seeing in 1.14 with this new jungle, yet again, it's all about taking a little bit more time and attention to how much health you have, how you want to spend abilities when you jungle, how you want to pair up between the jungle and the roam. All of these will dramatically change when you meet enemies, whether or not you will be battle ready or not.
Yep, so one thing about Ozo, he's primarily a jungler. However, he can lane if you have book abilities and you're up against a decent matchup. Like, Ozo going up against Adajo is not a good time.
No.
Ozo against like a Kashka or a Rona or Jewel, maybe he'll do better.
Yep.
But up against a range hero that has as much harass as Adajo, it's just not gonna work out for you.
Right. No, it won't.
And also, bring up the breaking point. Boom.
Oh man. Let's talk breaking point.
This is, I would say, a pretty drastic change.
It is a very dramatic change.
So breaking point. It used to do every single time you base attack someone within the past second, you would get 1 stack.
Yes.
Now you can actually get multiple stacks a second, except it only gives you 10 weapon power per stack.
Yes.
And each stack you have increases the amount you need to build up that next stack.
Yes.
So this also does mean, though, it does work with abilities.
Yeah,
so
it does.
Thunderstrike, Red Mist,
Yep.
Glimmer Shot, like all those abilities will work extremely well with it. But it's not quite as overpowering as it was before. And there we see the Bangarang come out of Red X, flipping over Flash X, and doing some damage. And we're lagging, of course.
What's
Because
gonna happen?
what we do best.
What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna guess everyone's gonna be dead.
Yep. Boom!
Boom.
Okay, bloodbath. Yep.
Alright, I need to switch internet connections after this.
Yeah,
Gonna do that.
We'll fix that for you guys. Stick around. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's a massive change to Breaking Point. Let me talk you guys through what originally the thinking was behind Breaking Point. So, going into 1.14, we were having our live balance. What's up? Yeah, he is. He was last man standing. Sorry, we were just having a little bit of a side conversation there. Got a little bit distracted. But yeah, so Breaking Point changes. The thinking behind this is Breaking Point was never intended as an item to be used as a conversion item for a tank to turn into a carry. And typically, while Breaking Point found itself into other builds, that's mostly how the community ended up embracing it. You're going to find your Breaking Point Crawl, which is the obvious use, but also on Arden or your late game tank to force people to consider them a threat and to force people to focus the tank instead of or the roam instead of the jungler or the carry. Breaking Point's originally meant to ensure that your carry can overwhelm whatever defense that the enemy roam or the enemy jungle has concocted. And we wanted to move Breaking Point back to its original conceit. So what Breaking Point does now is it rewards the carry for dealing damage.
Yep.
You can still buy it if you want as a single game item, but because it stacks on top of itself, because dealing weapon damage is what confers stacks now instead of just getting it over time, it means you have to be able to deal the damage to be able to get the stacks.
Right.
You will get the damage slower if you are putting it on a roam. It will still come over time. But if you want to do it quickly, then you're going to need to, sorry, quick pause. I'm getting a message here.
We should...
Oh, Playoff Beard. Okay, he wants us to talk about Ozo's abilities. So this was awesome. We just got a message from Playoff Beard who was just like, what? They were in the midst of talking about Ozo's abilities and they didn't do a great job.
We got
What's going on?
by so many other things.
By so many other awesome things. Like, he's like, do I have to come down there? Whatever, Playoff Beard. We're doing it our way, bro. You gotta back up, bro. We're gonna get to it. You can't stop us. This is our house. This is how we do.
Let's talk about Ozo's abilities.
Let's talk about Ozo's abilities. I think Playoff Beard was right.
Alright.
Let's get back to it.
His first ability.
First ability. Oh, what we talked about is perk, right?
Yep, we talked about his perk.
Carney Luck. Think about how you want to pair Ozo with other heroes, or even when Ozo is going to drink a Halcyon Potion on his own, it's going to be significantly more benefit than other heroes are going to experience. If he's going to jungle, he's going to get restoratives from the jungle monsters that are going to be more beneficial to him than other heroes. So it's going to be really interesting to see how players pair that up. What's next? His first ability.
His first ability, 3-ring circus. So he has the ring. He see the giant ring he's holding?
Yeah, there's the ring.
The first activation, he will jab the ring through his target, dealing a basic attack, and hitting a very small AoE behind it. Like, he doesn't jab it very far, he has a little bit of range with it. It's not incredibly overwhelming.
Yes.
You can reactivate that ability on a target, and you will dash to a target, and you will only hit that one target. So that also applies to that basic attack. And finally, you can activate it one more time, and it'll do an AoE around his target.
So basically, he has 3 abilities in one on his first ability. 3 ring circuits allows him, much like with Rona, it's going to allow him to use 3 abilities in somewhat rapid succession to be able to get a variety of effects. The first being damage on his opponent, the second being a dash through the opponent, and the third being AoE around that opponent.
Correct.
Okay.
Alright, I'm going to find a new internet connection for us to work off of.
Okay.
And you're going to talk about abilities and things.
Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to talk about abilities. The next ability is called Acro Jump.
Acro Bounce.
Acro Bounce, excuse me, Acro Bounce. And Ozo is going to be able to target enemy heroes and allied heroes and be able to book right off of their heads in rapid succession. Now, entering the his bounce sequence happens while he's in midair. So when you first use Acro Bounce's cast, you're going to be able to select an enemy or ally hero that's going to be within range of Ozo. And it's going to have a fairly small range. So again, if you're worried about Ozo being able to have too much mobility, be able to use this as an escape or an invade from really, really far range, don't worry. We did pull it in, so he has a fairly intimate range for this. He needs to be close to a target to start it off. But that range is going to expand after he starts bouncing from his first target. He's going to leap to his first target, and while he's in midair, you can tap on other enemy and ally heroes to bounce to them in sequence. Every bounce is going to deal AoE damage around the enemy that you end up bouncing off of, and it's going to escalate with each bounce. And finally, his third bounce when he lands is going to do significant damage to the target that he's near.
Yep.
So what does this give Ozo? This gives Ozo really great reposition within a fight. It means that if Ozo is trailing a chase, if he's the last one joining into a fight, trailing a chase, and his friends are in front of him and they're trying to close out that ace, that guy's all the way up in the front, Ozo can actually bounce off of the heads of his friends all the way up to bounce on top of the head of that dude getting away, and then he's going to give him a bad time.
I have a better idea. Why don't we just hop into the hero select and show you what he does?
Okay, I think this is a great idea.
That's
hop
Ozo.
into the, yep.
This is
There's
him.
Ozo.
This is his first thing.
Yep, that's his first thing.
He does the Carney Luck.
Carney Luck.
He gets additional healing, barrier, and fortified health from all sources.
Yep.
So pretty powerful. This does include Fountain.
Yes, it does include Fountain.
And Crucible.
And Crucible.
And Reflex Block.
Yep.
And all these sorts of crazy things.
Yes, all the things.
Alright, first ability, 3-ring circus. So activate it up to 3 times. First one, you jab. Second one, you dash through someone. And third one, you spin around and you hit things.
AoE for the win.
Second ability, Acro Bounce. You go book, 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 book. You cannot jump on the same target twice.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. That was worth mentioning. You cannot jump on the same target twice.
In a row.
In a row.
You can't, however, go ABA. You cannot do AAV.
No.
That's how it works.
Yep, that's how it works.
And the final ability, Bangarang. Does a little quick charge, and he will charge at his opponent, flip him over his shoulder, and they'll be really sad.
Yeah, and then they're going to be really, really sad. So again, keep in mind, you're going to be targeting an enemy with this ability, so this is not going to give Ozo free range to escape from fights. It's only going to be useful as an engage. But if you have that player that is going to get away, let's say it's an Arden. We all know that Arden likes to tease. He'll run out on the team. He's going to be super low health. He's going to have Warhorn. He's going to be able to use his Vanguard. He's going to be constantly just right out of reach. Ozo can be like, bro, seriously? He can bounce up to Arden, and he can land, and then he can go immediately into Bangarang, and flip Arden back over his head, back into the team, and then Arden gets consumed. I say this mostly because sometimes I get annoyed when I'm playing against enemy Ardens that are doing this. Let's show him what Ozo's got.
Alright. We have
all the clockworks.
Clockworks, Infusion,
all the clockworks.
making sure I have those cooldowns.
All the clockworks.
Can't actually use Bangarang on a minion, so no point showing that off
yeah,
right
we
here.
won't be able to show that.
However, I'm going to run into lane. Actually, I'm going to run into the jungle real quick. So, 3-ring circus. 1. First
Boom.
move. Second move,
Smack.
dash through it. Unfortunately, I ran into a wall, so I can't actually dash through a wall.
Right.
Let's do it over here.
Yeah, that didn't work out nearly as good. Let's try again.
Dash. And the spin.
Perfect. There we
Up to
go.
3 activations. Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
just make sure you have a target. You cannot actually activate it without a target.
Yes.
So you're basically hitting AoEs around your target, or dashing through them, or punching them through the face.
It's worth noting. It's worth noting. Ozo.
There's also these things up here.
It's worth noting that all of Ozo's abilities require him to have targets.
Let's just stay here.
None of his abilities are free range. This is Ozo hanging out with his ring.
With some fireworks in the back.
With some fireworks in the back, celebrating the Lunar New Year. It looks gorgeous.
All right, so acro bounce. This is
Acro-bounce.
a little bit tricky to use for the first time. So I'm just gonna do one bounce first. Boom. You might notice that another ring appears around him.
Yep.
While he's midair.
Yes.
If I tap on another target while that ring is up, I'll bounce to another target, like so. And you can do that up to three bounces.
times.
So I
That was
can
pretty
go
good. You got 2
one.
off. Let's see if you can get 3.
Oh, I failed.
Nope.
I need to use 2 fingers for this. It's much easier.
There we go.
1, 2. Oh no, I failed. I'm not good at this.
This is amazing.
I'm gonna blame lag.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame lag too.
Alright, 1, 2. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible at this.
So
totally
you're gonna
blaming
feel
lag.
like you guys, when you're playing Ozo, you can feel free to feel like a pro when you pull off a 3-ring bounce.
There we go, I did it.
There you go.
I'm
That's
not
how
a
we
pro.
do. There
Not
you go.
a
Yeah, not
This
a pro.
guy, not a pro.
Not a pro. That
All
was really good. So there you go. Acro bounce, 3 bounces in quick succession, escalating AoE damage on all of the bounces. Quite a lot of fun too.
There we go, I got the hang of it.
There
I
you
just need to
go.
warm up.
There you go.
Just need to warm up.
Now you got
I got this. Alright, I'm gonna exit practice. Those are his abilities.
Those are his abilities. Could not show you Bangarang. Apologies.
Nope.
We did need an
You'll see
enemy
it in the
hero.
match.
You will see it in the match. You'll see it
Alright,
in
we're
the
gonna have exceptions. Invite us one more time.
match. Okay.
Hopefully this internet connection is a little bit more solid.
It's coming on.
If it isn't, then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do
You're
things.
gonna be really sad.
I'm gonna be really sad.
I'm gonna be really sad too. I really want these people to be able to see the new Ozo abilities
In all his glory.
in all of his glory with less lag.
In all his glory, with less lag.
With less lag.
Alright, looks like we're going to a blind pick this game this time.
There's gonna be 2
We're gonna have
Ozos.
2 Ozos this time.
Exceptions is telling us there's gonna be 2 Ozos.
Sweet.
So you guys are going to be able to see double the Ozo,
Double
which
Ozo.
is exactly twice
Double
as much.
Ozo all the way.
Yeah, double Ozo all the way. Twice as much Ozo as 1. It's going to be really awesome. Okay, while we're waiting for this thing to get kickstarted, and it looks like it's getting started.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. It's pretty.
It's just
close.
beginning.
Yeah.
It's just beginning.
Let's go back and let's talk through a little bit more about what they can expect in 1.14.
So we got quite a few things. We have, first of all, let's go over all the other stuff we talked about first.
Yes.
We have the VGL stuff going on this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Semifinals and finals. Media Pixel picked up by Team Secret. Going to be playing the EU VGL online qualifiers.
Yep.
It's going to be pretty epic. I'm hoping to see some more Finn from them, honestly. Finn, Rhyme, they pull out some pretty awesome comps.
Yes, I think it's going to be really, really fun to watch. Players, if you're listening and you haven't yet checked out VGL, you do not know what you guys are missing.
Yes.
These games are awesome. You are
They're
watching
pretty
the
sweet.
best of the best. There are so many upsets. You think you know what's going to happen. You don't know.
You got
You
nothing.
don't know. The team comps, players are pulling out so many stops in these matches. It is awesome. Definitely check out the VGL. If you haven't been checking out the competitive scene of Vainglory, now is the time to get your feet wet. Learn who these people are. Learn these team names. Tomorrow, Saturday, and the day after, Sunday, both the EU and the NA VGL is going to be playing. Check it out at twitch.tv/VaingloryLeague. You're gonna see some really, really great matches. And if you're still new to the scene, don't worry. Very easy to get into, and the competitive scene is so heating up.
Yep. I did see another question in chat wondering about Ozo's ultimate Bangarang.
Yeah.
So he's wondering if it has a maximum range. It has a fairly large targeting radius.
Yes.
However, with that, if your target runs away from you after they're targeted, it will actually fizzle out. So by targeting on someone who you think you're going to hit, someone fairly close, if you use it at max range, there's a chance that your opponents will just run away from you.
Yes. So worth noting, that's also for counterplay for Ozo. If Ozo does target you with Bangarang, he does have a warm-up before he actually executes the roll. So you have some time to start putting a little bit of distance between you and him. And because he can only roll for a certain duration, if you can clear that distance, you can actually force him to whiff on his ultimate,
so
and he will not flip you.
If you see Ozo charging up, we had fail acro bounces right there.
Yeah.
But if you see him charging up, what you should do is hit your boots and run.
Yes.
Or hit that reflex block.
Yes.
Or
that
if you
reflex
hit your
block.
boots, you can probably hit your reflex block too.
Yeah. So you have some time to prepare. There is a little bit of counterplay in there for Bangarang.
Alright, Cisco getting jumped on by the side of the blue team. The Aqua Bounces are coming out. This is going to be pretty fun.
Yep.
Sparkle Rain comes on.
Oh!
So Cisco
With that
going
triple
down.
bounce.
Hey, we have Druid in this game.
Oh,
you think he's going to get like a million CS?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty
At least
epic.
1 million.
1 million. You're about to see it, guys.
Oh,
1
this
million
network's lagging
CS.
too. I just swapped networks and we're still lagging a little bit. Sorry, guys. There's a lot of people here. We'll get it sorted out for tomorrow.
Yeah, we will get it
or
sorted.
later today.
We will get it sorted.
But all right, we
Apologies
have
again on the coughing.
Cisco doing a little bit of damage. Sparkle Rain trying to chase down Shadox. Got a little bit of lag.
A little bit of lag.
Cisco running.
That kind of whip
probably lag
on the fin.
Alright, I think I should swap back to the other network.
To the other network, you think it's going to be better?
We're going to go back to Big Cam. I'm going to swap back to the other network.
Okay.
And hopefully it's a little bit better this time around. It's a little bit rough. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry,
It's
guys.
just how it is.
Sorry, guys.
The downfalls of being in a place with a lot of people using all the wireless.
All the wireless.
bandwidth.
I'm going to field a couple of questions while we're going. People are asking a bunch of random stuff. So one person was asking about Petal's Munions in 1.14 and whether or not they're going to get a little bit more health. Yes, Petal will see some changes in 1.14. We are making some changes for her Munion health. We have listened to the community, and we believed you guys. We think that a little bit more durability for her Munions was in order. So definitely give Petal a try. Give us the feedback. Tell us what you think in 1.14. Enough durability that we think that is fair for Petal. Not so much durability that we think that it makes her a juggernaut or too OP for the players to play against her. Trying to find that sweet spot with her. So let us know what you guys think.
Right, especially in draft mode, there are some pretty interesting comps you could play Petal up against.
Yes.
Like, if you see your opponents are going pretty heavy melee,
Yep.
or even if they only have one range, like having Petal on your side to even as a jungler, as a roamer, whatever you want to do on her, she's actually pretty solid at peeling for her backline or for herself.
Yes, she actually is. She's surprisingly solid, and you can also think about how best to pair Petal, because Petal will work great with Ozo. Again, Ozzy's perk part, Carney Luck, he's going to be receiving extra barrier, extra healing from all sources. Petal's ultimate makes it a massive game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Pair it with a Finn and a Petal, and Ozo is just going to live forever. You can create a super awesome carry Ozo. A lot of really interesting team comps that can come out of that.
Indeed, indeed. All right, Sparkle Rain right now, level 4 on that Ozo. He's maxing out his Aqua Bounce first. What do you think about it? Do you like maxing Aqua Bounce first, or do you prefer going for the 3-Ring Circus? Aqua Bounce, 3-Ring Circus, both good options.
Yeah, both really good options. For me personally, I end up using the 3-Ring Circus more than Acro Bounce. So I found, especially if I'm playing Ozo Weapon.
That was nice.
That was really good. That was really good.
I think Sparkle Rain knows how to play Ozo.
Yeah, he does. So yeah, that's basically how Sparkle Rain plays Ozo is how I do. Not to say that I'm as baller as Sparkle Rain, but I tend to play Ozo Weapon. He's really good at Crystal though. The AOE from Acro Bounce is really lethal. Like it really packs a punch when you're playing him Crystal.
Oh yeah.
But when I'm playing him Weapon, I will tend to pour my points in my early on into 3-Ring Circus, because it means that once I use my Acro Bounce for repositioning and I land, I'm just going to hit like a Mack truck.
Right, and you did see right there, Sparkle Rain did do a pretty good combo on Ozo. Not like in the fight previously on to the right of the side of the jungle. He actually used Acro Bounce to Finn, Acro Bounce to Shadox, and then double activated his Streaming Circus to get the dash through Shadox to get him even further through his target. And that mobility for engaging is actually pretty fantastic.
It really is.
It's not too amazing for running away because you need to have like buddies near you.
Yep.
But to engage, you can go in really far.
Yes. And further than most heroes can. It does require though that you have a buddy or a bad guy in order to be able to trampoline off of. But once you actually are able to bounce off of those heroes, you have a lot more options open to you for repositioning.
Right. Alright,
so where are we at now?
What else we got in 114? You want to talk about gameplay changes, or do you want to talk about some of the other stuff we got going on?
So I've been watching chat a little bit, and it sounds like there are a lot of questions around some of the new hero balance changes that we've been making for 114. So I think we should probably talk about that a little bit. But before we get into that, I think it's worth re-mentioning yet again that for our competitive scene that's coming up, again, VGL going to be kicking off tomorrow for both EU and NA. This is round 2 coming up tomorrow. You still have a chance to join in.
Yes.
If you're watching these people and you're just like, yo, these folks are scrubs, bro. I can take these people, bro. That's fine. We believe you. Prove it. Prove it. Bring your A game. Grab 2 of your friends. Show us what you've got. There is money to be had, and I mean a lot of money. We're talking $25,000. You guys should be jumping in on this. Open Rex for VGL. You guys can apply.
Sign up now.
You can sign up now and become part of this scene. But even if you're not, if you just want to cheer and chant for your favorite names and faces, watch VGL this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, both EU and NA. It's going down. It's going down. It's war. Also worth mentioning, if you are just now joining us, we are revealing another piece of really amazing news in the competitive scene. Team Secret. What happened, George?
Picked up Media Pixel, and
Yeah,
I have a short
buddy.
video to show you, but not right now.
Not right
because we're in
now.
the middle of a game. But
Stick with us.
holy cow,
If you
Media
missed it the first time, we're going to show it to you guys again. It was quite epic.
Yeah, and
it's
Media
quite
Pixel,
epic.
seriously fantastic team.
Yeah.
Winners of our first VGL Live Championship in
Yep.
Europe, and they basically dominated the competition. Honestly, like in the grand finals,
Yeah.
they swept them 3-0, and holy cow, like they were solid. The Finn performance, the Celeste, the Scarf, pretty much
Yeah.
everything they played was just on point.
Yeah, so Team Secret knew what they were doing when they picked them up.
Oh yeah.
You know, they knew exactly what they were doing. Great grab from Team Secret. So yeah, it's all heating up out there. Make sure that you get your foot in. If you are playing at a competitive level, you should be part of this, bro. You should be in this.
Yep, and of course, we have the Lunar New Year event. So our biggest in-game event ever.
Ever.
Make sure you log on every day. You will get your what's it called?
Red
Red
envelope.
envelope.
That's right.
Prizes and rewards. We'll have double glory days. We'll have so many other things.
Yes.
In fact, I don't even know. There's so many things to talk about.
So many good things. We don't
Just-
even want to reveal all the secret
Yep.
yet. But again, keep in mind, cascading rewards, right?
Yes.
Cascading rewards. You got to log in each day to get the next envelope. So you don't want to miss out. The rewards only get better. Each day that you log in after 1.14 launches, you will get a red envelope with amazing goodies in it. We can't tell you what those goodies are. Trust me, I've seen it. I want it. You will want it too.
And even more.
Yes.
We will have our first
Yeah.
hero sales.
Hero sale. What?
We'll have some hero sales
Really?
in 114.
Okay. So on top of all of that, we're going to be giving away all sorts of goodies.
Yep.
People are going to be accessing every hero they've ever wanted. You know, because I still watch the Facebook groups, I'm watching forums, people are always like, oh man, I got X amount of glory, who should I get? Should I get Arden or Crawl? You know what? Now's your chance to get them both.
Yep.
Get them both.
That's the way to go.
Get them both. This is your
Get
chance,
everything.
guys. Get all the things. It's only going to help out even more once we roll into phase 2 on draft pick. Because
Yep.
again, keep in mind, ranked. The bar for entry is going to be raising, guys.
Yep.
8 heroes required to be able to play ranked because we are going to be eventually moving ranked into full-on draft mode all the time. Now in phase 1, you've got a little bit of leeway. We're giving you guys sales. You can pick up those heroes. You can start practicing people that you haven't tried out yet. But you're going to want to collect up 8 that you're going to be strong on. So when phase 2 of ranked happens, you're not going to miss out on those trophies.
Indeed. And you did see the Bang Ring right there.
Yeah, buddy.
But take it easy. He's taking it easy. Just walk back out.
Yeah.
No problem.
No problems. He's like, not too horrible. And that's worth noting. It's not Ozo will not feel overwhelming when you're playing against him. He has
Right.
really amazing moments for being able to reposition. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to be cautious when you're going to try to leave a fight. If you're
Right.
worried about how do I play against Ozo, you're used to staying a little bit long at the edge of the fight. You might want to think about getting out before your health is all that low, because Ozo will be able to catch up to you. He's going to be able to bounce on folks' heads, and he's going to be able to grab you. He's going to be able to 3-ring circus your butt. He's going to be able to bangarang you, throw you back where you were. So you're going to have to you're going to have to think about disengaging fights a little earlier if there's an enemy Ozo that's really skilled on his placement.
Yep. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right. So we know you guys are pretty excited for these balance changes.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of things going on.
Oh, we got a lot of things
We
going
heard
on.
all your feedback.
Yep.
Kestrel, Black Feather,
Yeah.
all the things.
Sky.
Petal, Sky.
Yep, all the things. We've
are
heard you
happening.
guys. Don't worry, we're
Things are
listening.
happening.
You guys shake your fist at us, or you hug us. We hear both ways.
All right. So,
All right, so let's talk about what we're gonna actually give these players.
what do you want to talk about first? There's a lot of things. I have like changed this right in front of me.
Oh my
Evil Finn
goodness,
is here again.
you're like a ninja. I didn't even see you come around the table. That was really epic. Yeah, you are evil. Everybody, if you don't know who this is Evil Finn. She is the mastermind behind all of our events here at PAX. She is amazing.
And sleep deprived.
She's also sleep deprived because she organized all of this. She is awesome. And she plays a very mean. Who's your main? A very mean Catherine.
Catherine nowadays a lot.
As
Used
long-
to be Petal. A little bit of Rona, I mean, because I
Yeah,
am
of course,
Rona.
because you are Rona.
That is true.
Yeah, yeah. You play a mean Rona. You play a mean Catherine. The key is what?
So I tend to be over-aggressive.
There we
as long
go.
As I
I didn't want to be the one to throw it
I
out.
will stay alive
I don't
longer.
want to be the one to throw you
But
under the bus.
what can I say? I tend to feed.
Yes, yes, yes. It's every now and again. Every now and again you go ham, but that's very
I
Rona.
know.
It's very Rona of you.
I know. I mean, that's true. Can I talk a little bit about what's going on at PAX?
Yeah, do it.
So there's so much going on at PAX. We have we're the only game at Twitch booth this time, so we actually have this huge space right here, and you can actually see it on the stream at 5 p.m. Central Time. So that's twitch.tv/Twitch, 5 p.m. Central Time. So it's 3 p.m. in San Francisco. You should definitely tune in. It's going to be an epic match. We're going to have Captain Nito's team face Shinkagen's team of the community.
Yes.
I'm really, really curious to see how you all do.
Oh, we're gonna do amazing.
Of
There's
course.
only one way for this to go, and that is victory for us.
Yes.
You heard it here first, folks.
You
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah.
Sure.
What could go wrong?
Also, tomorrow we have this same show with Zekin and special guests doing fun things like playing Vainglory. And ice giveaways, always good. Also on Sunday we have the same thing. And also on Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. San Francisco time, we have, again, the Twitch main stage. So twitch.tv/Twitch, you should tune in. On Saturday we actually have a really special match. We have LibX. They won the North American Finals in autumn. So they'll be facing Halcyon Hammer's team. So I think that's going to be a really cool showdown.
Awesome. It's going to be war.
And then on Sunday, we're doing the return of the Royal Rumble. So when you die, you have to swap out, and we have a lot of people lined up. So you should definitely tune in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be different than competitive game. It's going to be fun, but there's many ways to play our game. So
it's going to be hilarious. If you guys have not
epic.
seen how this game mode is played, you definitely want to tune in on Sunday. It's hilarious. And if you play at home with friends or dorm rooms with friends, you guys should try it. You guys should totally do this.
It's so
we
fun.
play it all the time at the lair. It's a lot of fun.
And also there's a million other things going on. We posted a new blog post today. We made a new video. You should check that out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tickets are on sale. There's so much happening. It's crazy.
And you guys can actually come to a show and you can meet all of us.
Yeah.
And we will give you guys hugs and we can talk Vainglory. It's gonna be great.
Yep. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for having me. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. Thank you, Finn.
All right, thank you, Evil Finn, for joining us. Fantastic to have her around.
Yeah, always
and
good.
Looks like things are turning around a little bit. Got the red team making a little bit of a comeback. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah, they're making a comeback. Not too bad. It seems like Team Blue has a pretty handy upper hand here.
Indeed.
And that's because of Sparkle Rain on Ozo here. We're looking at a really strong Ozo carry, and it's how you want to play Ozo when you jungle him. So we're watching Sparkle Rain right now. He's playing Ozo, definitely heavy weapon. What are the tactics for weapon Ozos versus Crystal Ozos?
So Crystal Ozo is much more of a bruiser. He's more like that tanky Crystal bruiser that his damage is okay. You get an Acid Shock, you get a Broken Myth. Your damage is okay.
Yeah.
It's not overwhelming, but what he does well is, as Crystal Ozo, you sustain super well.
Yeah.
Like, his first A ability, the more heals you hit, the more health you get back. So, especially amplified with this perk, he's healing for pretty sizable chunks. Like, he's very hard to take down. However, he's probably not going to kill you anytime soon.
Right.
Weapon Ozo, on the other hand, is much more of a brawl. He will get in your face, he will punch you a few times, you will hurt, he will get hurt, and one of you guys will drop.
Yes. Weapon Ozo can hit like a Mack truck. You have to be very careful with him when you are playing against a Weapon Ozo. But again, keep in mind, Ozo does not have great escape, and that Weapon Ozo is going to be a little less durable, a little less sustained than you're going to find from his crystal counterparts, which means focusing him and taking him out is absolutely a great option. And in this case, we're looking at we're seeing that the enemy team, or the red team, did exactly that. Sparkle Rain on cooldown because he was focused. I think they're learning that they need to be able to push him out of the fight first.
Yep, and then we're a little bit over-aggressive, went for the Kraken, did not work out in their favor.
No.
Got jumped on by the entirety of the red side, and got aced.
Yes,
so sad
and got
times for them.
aced. And got aced. Again, keep in mind, just now joining us, there are changes in 1.14. We've talked about them a couple of times, but in brief summary, jungle lethality significantly higher. You're looking at jungle camps as well as gold mine, minion mines. All those things are going to hit a lot more. They're going to carry a much bigger punch. They're going to move faster. So if you're playing ranged junglers like a jungle Ringo, they will be able to catch up to you. You're not going to be able to use the fact that you're ranged to ignore the fact that they are significantly more lethal. They're going to take a little bit more teamwork between jungler and roam. For the roam, you will take punishment, but again, you're going to be relying on that Iron Guard to be healing you back up. So staying paired up in the jungle is going to be really key for success.
Oh yeah. One other change: death clocks.
Yeah.
So we've noticed, early game team comps because of the gold bounties with the turret changes.
Yep.
Early game comps are having a little bit of a tougher time. Though with the jungle changes, honestly, I think early game comps are pretty solid once again because you see, oh, they're low in the jungle. Let's go kill them.
Yep.
Over and over and over.
Over and over.
Really sad for them.
Yep.
But it's definitely we have increased death timers a little bit earlier in the game. So it used to hit 26 seconds at 15 minutes in the game. Now it's 25 seconds at 13 minutes in. So a little bit sooner, you'll have it's about a 4-second difference maximum.
Yep.
So it just scales up a little bit sharper.
Yes. And what was the thinking behind this? Why did we do it?
Thinking behind it was basically, we did notice that with the jungle changes, with the turret changes, where the death clocks are reduced by having turrets destroyed, it gave less window for early 18 comps to actually shine.
Yes.
And we wanted to, address that a little bit. We want to give our 18 comps their place in the meta, and there's one way we did it.
Perfect. So if you're running those late game comps, you're still going to be in the meta. Don't worry. You're running those early game comps, you're going to have a little bit of a tougher time. You're not going to be able to close it out quite as easily. But again, if you can get that early advantage, because we also have seen a reduction in gold bounty in 1.14, you will be able to hold it a lot more effectively than you would in 1.13.
Indeed.
So here we go. It looks like it is coming down to the wire. Everyone is low. Everybody is low. But it doesn't quite look like Team Red's going to be able to close out.
The stun! He got it!
Oh!
Will he? Can he get it, son? He's
running.
Stun.
Aww. So close.
He's
so close.
Almost gonna make,
almost gonna make it. But yet again, like this is interesting to see. Like, we're seeing that even though Team Red is down on kills, they are absolutely ahead on turrets and significantly pressuring Team Blue's base here. Like, I actually wasn't quite sure that if they were going to be able to pull it out at the end. Had they been able to close out an ace on Blue, it would have been over. It would have been GG.
And one of the big things here is Druid is picking up double infusions, and on the side of Team Blue, Ozo hasn't really picked up any infusions, which
he
is
hasn't.
Not the greatest, because they do give you a pretty substantial boost in power, and now you can actually see the level of the infusion.
Yes.
This was a change because prior to this, your infusion would only give you the stats that it had when you used it. So if you're level 7, you use infusion, you get level 7 infusion. You hit level 8, it's still a level 7 infusion.
Yes.
So now with this change, it will show you exactly what level your infusion is at.
Okay. So you'll be able to look in the lower left-hand corner, and you'll be able to see where your infusion icon is. There will be a number on top of it. Again, that number does not tell you how many infusions you have.
Yes.
That number tells you the level of the infusion, so you know exactly how much of a benefit it is conferring to you.
Yep. And Ozo will be coming out in 1.14. So
yes.
Soon, maybe
soon,
sometime.
Very soon.
Whenever it's ready.
Yeah, very soon. It's very soon. You guys are going to be able to get your hands on this really soon.
Right. All right.
I can't tell you exact time.
In 1.14, breaking point.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Breaking Point before, but if players missed it, Breaking Point does get a significant rework in 1.14. Again, the thinking behind this Breaking Point was never intended for it to be a tank carry combo. It was intended to allow a carry to be able to always take down tanks. It's much more of a tank buster than it was intended to allow tanks to become hard carries. So we're going to see that this is going to move the meta, shift the meta a little bit, where your roams are going to be a little bit more focused on playing the role of a roam rather than playing the role of a bruiser or a half roam, half jungle. And it's going to allow the carries to be able to use Breaking Point to actually split down really heavy, durable opponents. And this happens because Breaking Point is going to be stacking based off of the weapon damage dealt by the hero using it. So if you don't want to pick up Breaking Point first, it's going to be a weaker item as a first pick because again it's going to rely on gaining stacks based off of weapon damage dealt. So it's probably going to be, as a tier 3, it's probably going to be maybe your second, maybe your third. But once you end up picking it up, it's going to ensure that fights are going to swing your way.
Right.
Also, because Breaking Point stacks off of weapon damage dealt, it incentivizes the players that purchase it to focus on squishier targets, because the more damage you can deal to a target, the more stacks of Breaking Point you can get quickly. So stacking that Breaking Point off of a Finn is going to happen significantly slower than stacking that Breaking Point off of the Celeste in the back end. So you're going to want to focus on the squishier targets, get the Breaking Point stacks as high as you can, and then use those Breaking Point stacks to split down the roam or tank. So yeah, that's game, and it looks like it was closed out. Sorry, we got distracted talking about Breaking Point. Wanted to give you guys much of the thinking behind it. Really excited to see what you guys think.
And of course, you guys got to tune in to VGL this weekend.
Yes.
The semifinals, the finals, some seriously good matches. The final 4 teams in each region, North America and Europe. It's gonna be fantastic. We got Team Secret, we got Gangstars, we got Alliance, we got Kinetic, who knocked out Team Vaughn, which was super unexpected.
Really unexpected.
Yeah. So you guys,
it was
tune in Saturday, Sunday. They're on pretty much most of the day.
Yeah, pretty much most of the day. Where can they go if they want to watch?
Twitch.tv/Vainglory League.
That's right, guys. Twitch.tv/Vainglory League. Tomorrow and Sunday is your hotspot for watching Vainglory League. It's going to be epic.
So basically,
it's gonna be so good.
Basically, take the link you're on right now, and add a league to the end.
Right, just add the word league, and then
tomorrow,
press enter. Not today. Please still watch us.
Yes.
We like you guys.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
I promise.
We love the company.
All right.
Okay. So what do we have coming up next?
I think we've got time for one more game.
One more game.
One more up for us.
It's going to be great.
And in the meantime, we can answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions in chat, we're happy to answer them as soon as we see them. So go for it. It'll be like 30 seconds until they can actually say anything to us.
Yeah, it will be. I see a lot of players still asking about hero changes in 1.14.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know what's coming up.
Hero changes.
So let's jump back into the hero changes.
So there's actually a pretty big change.
Okay.
Fortified health.
Yeah.
You guys saw Fortified health come out on Rhyme. You might have noticed last game there wasn't a Rhyme, but there was Fortified health. What's up with that?
So Fortified Health is, if you don't know how Fortified Health works, if you haven't yet played Rhyme, Fortified Health is extra durable health. You can think of it as halfway between barrier and regular health. Fortified Health essentially takes double the amount of damage to deplete it from an enemy or an ally. So Fortified Health has been a convention that we've been using in other heroes in a different way, and now in 1.14 we are switching some of the heroes that we were using Armor and Shield as bonuses to using Fortified Health because it communicates it much more accurately. So originally, Adagio players, Verse of Judgment, during the cast of Verse of Judgment, Adagio used to get 50 additional armor and shield.
Which is not really readable.
Not readable at all. New players that are coming into the game, they did not know that he would increase in durability during this moment. So instead, we've switched it over to Fortified Health because it creates that exact same gameplay, but it makes it much more clear to the player.
Yep.
Other heroes, though, are also getting this kind of treatment. Yes. Who else is getting this treatment?
Got Dajo versus Judgment. You got Scarf, Dragon Breath. So he used to get a little bit of armor and shield. Now he gets Fortified health.
Yep.
Rona. This is actually a pretty big one.
Into
the fray. For each hero you hit, you get some Fortified health. Red Mist. For every second you're channeling, you'll gain Fortified health.
Yes.
So she's actually pretty durable. While I'm gonna restart this thing, you're gonna invite me. Things will be great.
He was literally in mid-sentence, but we have exceptions like right off of the screen. He'll like, hey, there's exceptions. and every now and again, like while we're talking, exceptions will like wave his arms at us and try and say something important.
You guys, and I'm just kind of like, hey,
yeah, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Rude.
Just,
don't do that.
Just making sure that we get everybody in game. I'm sorry. So we were talking about Scarf, Adagio, Rona. You said into the fray.
Yep, into the fray gives you some Fortified health per enemy hero you hit. Red Mist gives you some Fortified health every second you're channeling. So you'll constantly see it gaining. She's a little bit more durable while she's channeling it. So pretty effective overall. Black Feather. So Rose Offensive. This thing gave you a buttload of defense.
Yes, it did.
So,
yes, it did. That's a very mild way of putting it. We gave Blackfeather a buttload of defense.
So now instead he gets a little bit of fortified health. It lasts for a very brief duration.
Yes.
And as soon as he finishes dashing, it falls off. So you will be able to hurt him during his ult now.
Yes.
Because you just couldn't before.
Yeah, you couldn't before. You couldn't before.
All right. And also, final one is Finn. So
Finn.
his second ability, his Polite Company, used to give a little bit of barrier, a little bit of armor and shield to his allies. Now that just is all fortified health.
Yes.
With a little bit different scaling, but you'll figure it out pretty quickly.
Right.
You build some armor, you build some health on him, it gives a little bit more to his allies. So he has some interesting builds. Metal Jacket's actually pretty good on him.
Yeah. It is actually really good on him now. We also have another small nudge for Finn. Finn's bonus max health is for 3 seconds.
Yes. So it used to be 2.
Yes, it used to be 2. It's now up to 3 seconds. So another small nudge. Let's talk about some of the hot topic heroes that I know players are really curious about. So really strong heroes that were in the meta in 1.13. We had Kestrel, we had Sky, we had Blackfeather. We know that a lot of the players, especially even in chat, are asking like what's happening with them. We also made some changes to Arden.
Yes.
So let's touch on those first. Let's start with Arden.
All right.
What's happening to Arden in 1.14?
Ooh, so the big one.
Yeah.
Vanguard.
Yes.
The range is down.
The range is down.
Pretty significantly.
Yeah.
So it went from 9 to 7. Though you did see in the last few games we played, Arden was still very effective.
Super effective.
So now it just takes a little bit more skill. Your positioning matters so much more on him now that having it go down from 9 to 7 is really the difference between a really skilled Arden player and someone who just kind of played him occasionally.
Yes.
So now you will have to stick to your allies, make sure your positioning is in the right place, make sure your allies know to stay pretty close to you, or that you know to stay close to your allies so you can help them at any given time.
Yeah. Arden has always been a really, really strong roam candidate pick for players, and this keeps him just as strong. But one of the points of playstyle that we wanted to try to shave off a little bit, we wanted to make sure that Arden had to position himself effectively in order to be able to be useful to his team. With the tether range of about 9.0 on a Vanguard, it meant that Ardens were very capable of just wandering around, face-checking bushes, and feeling like they could just Vanguard back to a friend at any moment in case they ran into danger.
No fear.
Yeah, no fear whatsoever. And now he still has some of that gameplay, but we're ensuring that Arden has to be a little bit more effectively positioned. The barrier health ratio has also dropped on Vanguard from 25% down to 15%.
Okay, so this is a change that it might seem like a nerf, but honestly, it doesn't actually do too much because one of the things we've noticed on live is Arden will Vanguard you.
Yes.
The barrier will never break.
Right.
Ever.
Ever.
So no matter how much damage they're doing to you, because it scales so well with health, he basically just gave you a barrier of like 600-700.
Yep.
And
there was no way.
You're not really getting through that. So by dropping this, it looks like a pretty big nerf, but it really isn't.
No. He's still super as effective as before. And again, for Arden, we changed Gauntlet. So you'll see in some of the matches, or you've seen in some of the matches so far today, Gauntlet has been changed. Gauntlet now works off of no longer repositioning enemy allies to Arden when it's first erected. The Gauntlet now has a white indicator that appears on the ground where it will pop up, and then when it pops up, if you're standing on top of it, you will be stunned. So gone are the days where you did not see the Gauntlet coming and you get slid back inside the Gauntlet when you felt like you were outside of the Gauntlet, or vice versa, where you thought that they should have been inside of the Gauntlet as an Arden and that the server pushed them outside of the Gauntlet and you felt you had placed it effectively. Your positional effectiveness on Gauntlet is preserved both for Arden as well as the other players. But so that players have a little bit of counterplay, they will be able to see where the Gauntlet is about to appear as Arden is launched through the air, and when he lands, that's where it will be erected. If you're standing on top of it, then that's just your bad.
Right. That's the way it should be.
Yep, the way it should
Leon is beating up Rix right now in the jungle. Druid coming in. Not too much is going to happen. I think Anna Marie is going down. Sparkle Rain gets the kill.
Yeah, Sparkle Rain back on Catherine now from Ozo's last game.
I think we're actually delayed, so we should be watching that screen.
Okay, that's the screen then?
That's the screen.
Okie dokie.
So we're just like saying, we're like predicting the future basically.
Yeah, okay.
We're really good at this.
Yeah, we're really good at this.
We're such good shoutcasters that we can predict the future.
So good.
Alright, anyway.
So that's Arden. Let's go to Blackfeather.
This is, it might not seem like a nerf at first glance, but it's actually pretty significant.
Okay.
First of all, we're gonna have Captain He does best.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's all good.
The PAX plague is real.
Yeah. So, on Faint of Heart, It now deals 100% basic attack damage instead of 120 to 160%. So basically, it's 100% weapon skill. It's a basic attack as opposed to an enhanced basic attack.
Yes.
And on top of that, the execute damage has been changed. So it used to be 10% plus 8% weapon ratio and true damage, which was strong.
Very strong.
Very strong. You can't
and
really
unmitigatable.
counter build it.
Yeah, there was no counter to it.
You can't build health, you can't build armor, you can't build anything against it.
Yes.
We have changed it to 12 to 24% plus 18% weapon ratio in weapon damage.
So this
means, effectively, if you buy a second tier armor item, he's doing the exact same damage to you as he would when he had true damage.
Right.
Except now you can build more armor, and he's just doing much less to you.
Yes, then you do less.
So if you see a Black Feather building weapon, hard weapon in your game, be sure to build armor. It's pretty important. Otherwise, he'll seem like even stronger than before. But now you actually can't counter build him. It's pretty effective.
Yes, and it feels so much better to be able to have options when you're playing against a strong Black Feather to be able to counter him with items. Again, you're still going to have to spend the gold to do so, but it gives both the Black Feather and the players a little bit of counterplay against each other rather than making it a one-sided exchange.
Right. And of course, Kestrel.
Also one other thing to mention on Black Feather, which we did mention earlier, but in case you were just now joining us, the barrier has been changed on Rose Offensive and is now fortified health.
Yes.
So, if you deal damage to Black Feather during his ultimate, that damage will stick around. He's going to be much more durable during it, but that damage will stick around afterwards. It will be possible to actually damage Black Feather.
Indeed.
Yep. All right, Kestrel.
Kestrel. Oh, man. I think Kestrel is one of the hot topics of the last update.
Yeah, buddy.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So we've done a couple of things with Kestrel. First, we start with the buff.
Yes, a buff to Kestrel. What?
Her active camo now costs 160 energy instead of 200.
Yep. There you go, Kestrel players. Congratulations.
All we did, right?
That's all we did. That's all Kestrel needed. Yep. We looked at Kestrel's play and we thought everything else is perfectly balanced and all she needs is more camo.
Yes.
that's all she needs.
That's not what we did.
No, that's not what we did. I'm kidding.
Right.
I am teasing. What else did we do?
So her Glimmer Shot.
Glimmer Shot.
Pretty powerful early game.
It is.
Like, completely understand, it's hard. Her late game, though, was not actually too overwhelming unless she did have a very strong early game. So we actually did two things. We gave her a nerf in the early game and a buff in the late game because, honestly, I like how chat's just like Kappa buff.
Yes.
Alright, so Glimmer Shot. The reload delay is up from 3.3 seconds to 4 seconds. So it means she actually has to stay out of combat a little bit longer to shoot out her Glimmer Shots.
Yep.
Otherwise, she's just pretty powerful. Because, honestly, shot after shot after shot after shot, with her being able to reload pretty quickly, was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
In addition to that, we reduced honestly, the hitbox was
a little generous.
A little bit off.
It was a little generous.
So we reduced that pretty dramatic. Now you have to be very, very on point with her Glimmer Shot to actually hit.
Yes.
And the weapon damage is down from 125% to level 1 at 95%. So this means that overall it's about a 20 damage nerf at level 1 on your primary target. But it does scale up to 135% at max level now.
Yeah.
So this means that her early game it's a little bit weaker, but her late game, if you're going weapon, it's a little bit more powerful. And finally, for Crystal, the splash damage. The after you get primary target, the splash back after that. It was pretty powerful too.
Yeah.
At level 1, it's exactly the same.
Yep.
However, at higher levels, it only scales by 35 instead of 50 now. So it goes from, instead of 50 to 250, it goes from 50 to 190. So at max rank, if you're going weapon, it's going to do 60 less damage on the splashback.
Yes.
But we did raise the crystal ratio to compensate for that.
Yes. So yeah, again, what this does is it does bring down Kestrel's strength significantly for early game.
Right.
She's much more on parity with other heroes. And late game, where Kestrel was a lot weaker than a lot of other heroes, Kestrel has been given a slight nudge so that she's going to be able to stay competitive towards the late game. Most Kestrel games are relied on that early game domination to create a massive swing and a tilt in favor of one side. But now it's a lot more manageable, and she feels amazing to play, both as and against now.
That was a nice play. I don't know.
That was really good. I was really good.
That's like 30 seconds in the pass.
I know.
Too.
we have all the screens, and I keep watching them all in turn, and then commentating on the wrong ones.
It's interesting. We have a device right here.
Yes.
We have our broadcaster right here, and we have like live stream right here.
Yes.
And like one up there, so it's like super confusing on what we're
Totally
actually
is.
talking about. And I keep like getting it confused.
I'm sure Playoff is somewhere right now tearing his hair out.
Yes.
You guys are doing it all wrong.
And this is why you should be here, Playoff here.
That's right.
This is what happens when you ditch us.
That's right. You ditch us. This is how we do. We do it our way, which is broken and hilarious.
This is the best way.
It is the best way.
All right. So that's
Okay.
Kestrel. Overall, a nerf in the early game.
Yes.
Slight buff in the late game, depending on what you're doing.
Yes.
Being able to ask the camera a little bit more is pretty fun because honestly, it's an ability that we just don't really see too often because Kestrel usually relied on her Glimmer Shot just for
just strong
everything.
domination.
She just
Just basically, yeah, she didn't use anything else. She would just
why
punish
use
people.
her ask the camera when you can shoot more Glimmer Shots, right?
Yeah.
Now you'll actually have a good reason to use it because repositioning a little bit in fights, getting that time to reload, and just because it's fun to use.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep.
All right, Sky.
Let's talk some Sky.
So both buffs and nerfs once again.
Yeah.
So Weapon Sky is actually getting a little bit of a buff, but not super overwhelming.
Yeah.
So we're actually bumping up the weapon ratio on Forward Barrage a little bit, and increasing bonus critical damage on Forward Barrage.
Yeah, which is key. The weapon ratio on Forward Barrage.
So there's two parts about this. It's actually probably still weaker than the Crystal Forward Barrage, and it doesn't slow because you don't have a Frostburn.
Right.
However, it does give Weapon Sky another option in how she wants to approach fights. On the other side, Surrey Strike. Crystal ratio is down from 150 to 100% because honestly, it's not too hard to hit.
Yeah.
And it did
just kind of like free damage.
Too much.
Yeah, it was for a lot of players. It was just extra free damage while they were in the midst of repositioning.
Right.
So yeah.
So that paired with the breaking point change is actually pretty substantial for Weapon Sky because you won't be able to rely on breaking point for that crit. You actually have to build crit if you want to go with this build.
Yes.
Surrey Strike also cooldown up by 0.5 seconds at max strength. Not huge, but you know, still something.
Yeah. So keep in mind, I mean, Surrey Strike is it's one of those abilities that for Sky is a combination because it also dictates how quickly she's going to be able to utilize her Forward Barrage a second time in a fight. So any increases to cooldown on Surrey Strike is overall a much more massive nerf to how she will end up feeling, even with her Forward Barrage.
Right. And finally, lowered their damage to objectives just a little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly, not huge. It's like 10% down from. It's like 70 to 60% now, which is you won't really feel it, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And everyone's favorite.
Pedal.
All right.
Pedal.
What did we do?
Good.
We
so,
bumped damage by 6.
We did.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. We didn't. That'd have been awesome. Everybody would want to burn us in effigy. It'd be so hilarious. All right, so we did make some changes to the Pedal Munions. Their armor and shields are up from 100 to 120 to 145 with a 12% crystal ratio. This means that if you're playing Pedal Crystal, her Munions become more durable as you gain crystal.
Yes.
Which is huge. They will also scale alongside leveling up her A. So you're going to be able to increase their durability naturally. But yeah, it's a nice change for Pedal Munions. There's still counterplay available to players playing against Pedal. They're going to be able to purchase all of the same kind of like piercing items that they're used to, the bone saws and the bone saws, tension bows.
What?
Yeah, I was thinking about any of the armor pierce items. There's going to be able to build tension bow or bone saw and so forth, and that's going to be super effective against the Munions. And we've reclassified, this is a small change, we've reclassified her as a jungler primarily rather than as a roam. We felt that it better reflected her current position.
Right. And you definitely want to get a good amount of gold on her because when she does have a good amount of crystal, those Munions are tanky.
Yeah, they are.
They're pretty solid.
They're pretty solid. They're pretty solid.
All right. And those are like the major changes. So those are the heroes I'm pretty sure you guys most want to hear about.
Yeah.
So
and then we have minor changes.
Black Feather changed damage from true damage to weapon damage.
Yep.
And changed ratio around a little bit to compensate.
Yep. And
Kestrel
dropped barrier from his Rose Offensive and turned it into Fortified Health.
Right. Ooh, that's nice. I am looking at the right screen
now,
I think.
That's good.
That's good.
That happened right now.
Kestrel, early game nerf, late game buff. Sky, overall crystal nerf.
Yes.
And slight weapon buff.
Yes.
Pedal, everything is tankier.
Yes. Everything is tankier for Pedal.
Yes.
So let's talk about Adagio a little bit. I just saw somebody in chat be like, Adagio. let's talk about Adagio. So we're seeing some number changes for Adagio, but overall, what's the thinking here? What are we actually doing for Adagio?
All right, so one thing about Adagio right now on live, his abilities don't actually scale very well.
No.
Like, you get a point in them, it's like, did I really level an ability? Maybe.
Yeah.
So overall, we are readjusting numbers around a little bit to make it so each level feels like you're actually leveling the ability as opposed to like, yay, you got 5 more heal. Yay.
Yay.
And just making sure his early game combinations are not super overwhelming. So there are a few early game comps that when you do have Adagio in them, they're just like, well, I got hit by an Adagio with a Rona, Ozo, or like Saw or something, and I'm dead now because that's just how it is. So his Agent of Wrath has been tuned down slightly, but his scales at the same rate. In addition to that, Burst of Judgment. So it was not a very scary ability. It's easy to walk out of. It does good damage, but it's not huge. So we actually did tune up the damage a little bit. So for those Roamer Adagios, you'll do at level 3, it'll do 1,050 damage, which is, it sounds really big, right?
Sounds really big.
It's still not gonna hit too much, but if you do hit with it, it's much more awesome.
Yes.
So overall, it's just slight tuning upward. He gets a slight buff on his Gift of Fire, slight readjustment on Agent of Wrath.
Yeah.
So not huge changes for him.
And that Burst of Judgment boost is a nice reward for an Adagio because, you know, Adagio's ultimate is much more telegraphed than a lot of other ultimates in the game.
It is the most telegraphed ultimate in the game.
Yeah, it's so easy to either walk out of or reflex block. Players have so much opportunity. They can even fountain. There's so much that they can do to mitigate that we wanted to make sure that if Adagio actually had gone through the work of being able to establish a really crucial Burst of Judgment, that it hit with the amount of damage you would feel it deserved.
Yes, that is accurate.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about Rona. She's getting some changes as well in 1.14. This is putting a little bit more of the power back into Rona, where she had lost it from before. And starting with Into the Fray, the impact damage from Into the Fray is getting a slight nudge upwards, as well as the rupture damage.
Slight, but it's
I guess,
pretty sizable, I'd say.
It's sizable. It's 30 damage at rank 1 is I guess pretty sizable. That's true.
Yep.
That's true. So her impact damage from Into the Fray is going to hurt a little bit more. The rupture damage, oh man. Oh my goodness.
So at level 1, it went from 40 to 100. So if you keep someone in that rupture, it will hurt.
Keep your eye out for that rupture, man.
Right.
Woo.
So with the Catherine, with the Jewel on air side, it's like, yeah, it's done for you. Your opponents will not have a good time.
Yeah. It's gonna be definitely felt. It's definitely going to be felt. And Red Mist, it deals 50% damage now to minions.
So a little bit less.
A little bit less.
Overall, we're going through the game and basically reducing wave clear in general because it's not super interesting when someone's like, "Hi minions, oh bye minions, I'm gone," and they're all dead, and it's kind of just sad.
Yeah.
So we went through and did that to a couple heroes actually. So Rona, Finn, Glaive, Scarf all have a little bit less wave clear now.
Yeah.
But other than that, not huge changes for them.
Yep. Okay, let's jump on to who's after Rona.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, there's
a few bug fixes.
Yeah, a couple of bug fixes for Fortress and Finn.
This is actually a nice buff.
Yeah.
So Fortress Pack Wolves now only take damage from basic attacks.
Yes.
So they don't die to a random Scarf puddle in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
They don't die to Saw using suppressing fire.
Yeah.
You actually have to hit them now.
Yes.
So they can like tie it on you.
Yes, and before you guys ask, Fortress minions will still take damage from the Beam of Death from this spawn pop. So basic attacks and the Beam of Death.
Yes. That counts as a basic attack, right?
Yeah, it's only a basic attack.
It's your spawn platform that's basically attacking you with laser beams.
Yes. So good.
Yep. Also, you guys might notice in these games, Broken Myth is actually taking 7 stacks now. It's not a buff. It's actually a nerf. So, it used to be 6 stacks at 6% each. Now it's 7 stacks at 5% each. So, when you hit max stacks, it's 1% less and it takes 1 second longer. So, overall, slight nerf to it.
Yeah.
That's most of the major balance changes. Got a few bug fixes all over the place. Got some kill bounty changes, so a little bit less, 8% down, 6%. Kraken spawns 1 minute faster now.
Respawns.
Respawns a little
That's
bit
key.
faster.
So Kraken still spawns at 15 minutes.
Right.
But when Kraken is killed, when she's killed, she will respawn 1 minute faster than before.
So now instead of 4 minutes, it takes 3 minutes.
Yes.
And this is basically because we noticed in late game sometimes there's a lot of downtime. Like
there
Kraken was taken, Now everyone's just kind of hiding in their base.
Yep.
And that's not the most exciting thing to watch.
Right.
So now, if this basically forces teams to get out on the field and make sure they control vision, make sure they're ready for the next track-in, as opposed to just, kind of hanging around doing nothing.
Awesome. So that covers most of our hero changes for 1.14. And where are we at right now with this match?
Things are happening. Blue team's making a little bit of a comeback. They're down to their Vein Crystal, but they have destroyed one turret on the red side.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like I feel like we haven't been paying close enough attention. We wanted to share with you guys all these hero and item changes, but let's take a look and see how Ozo was performing. So interestingly enough, you saw in last game Ozo was a absolute powerhouse.
Yeah.
When Sparkle Rain was playing Ozo, and now you're seeing Ozo a little bit more on the back foot. So if you were worried that like OMG Ozo is going to be able to just always win like an insta-win button, no, you still have to play him well. You can absolutely beat a team that has an Ozo on it.
Indeed.
Yeah. Even when that Ozo is, as you see, Fear of Poseidon, he is playing that Ozo as a strong weapon, jungle. But still, if you focus him down, there are definite ways of making Ozo die.
All right. Now here's one thing. You see the death tower. 30 seconds. Just watch these death towers after the end of this fight. I think Rick's like disconnected. That's very sad. All right. Watch the death towers. Watch the turret get taken down. Watch how much they drop.
Okay.
I'm watching it. Take his turret, because Anna Marie might just like be the best defender ever.
Yep. So this is mentioned again, and the death timers should boop.
Yep.
And you notice the death timers dropped for both Druid and Reek. It's actually quite cool, because you get that small nudge to be like, you know what? We had kept our turrets most of the game. Though we may have made a misstep in late game, we have the opportunity to correct it.
Yep. Alright, looks like this game will be...
You no longer have to watch all your turrets get destroyed.
Yeah, this game pretty
in a single push.
Gold's pretty much even. 19 minutes in.
Yeah, which is, I mean, a thumbs up then to Team Blue, because keeping the gold even when they're down 6 kills, that's pretty well done.
Yep.
That's not bad at all.
Yep. Alright, so just recapping everything real quick. Draft mode.
Draft mode.
It is coming out in 1.14. You will be able to play in a private match. However, in a public match, if you're playing ranked as a full team of 3 and you go up against another full team of 3, it will be draft mode. So be ready for that.
Yes.
In game, we got Ozo out in 1.14. We went through his abilities earlier. You check the replay later if you want, or you just wait till 1.14 to come out and you'll see him. I'm sure like Playoff is gonna post some like update notes or something.
I'm sure.
That's what he does.
That's what he do.
Got Red Lantern Koshka, pretty awesome skin, limited edition.
Yep.
We got Fury Rona, also pretty awesome. Tier 1 Fury Rona coming out. And of course, you saw the awesome new map, fireworks in the background, awesome things happening all over the place.
Yeah.
So celebrating the Lunar New Year, it's gonna be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool, and I love the new Rona and Koshka skins. Oh, they're so good.
Yep.
They're so good. Fury
and
Rona.
We did
so
go
nice.
over a lot of balance changes, so if you just want to re-listen to our broadcast, if you missed them, then check those out.
Yeah, you can go back through and you can re-listen.
Yeah, I imagine
too much to say.
The update notes will be out fairly soon if they aren't out already. I don't actually know when Player are physically posting these things.
Yeah.
But soon enough. In the competitive side of things, we got Team Secret picking up Metapixel. Let's show you that video one more time because it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Boom. Alright, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And of course, we do have the VGL in North America and EU, the semifinals and the finals happening this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Make sure you tune in. They're going to be on a good majority of the day.
Yeah.
So you can check it out at twitch.tv/Vainglory League. It'll be pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited to see Team Secret play as Team Secret for the first time. You got Gangstars maybe on a collision course with Alliance, so the 2 VIPL champions might be going head-to-head in North America this weekend.
Also, guys, we're seeing a lot of upsets out there. I mean, I I know that there are some people that are just like, oh my goodness, Gangstars aren't. There's no way that we're going to be able to compete against these kinds of guys. But actually, if you think you've got the skills, we invite you to give it a shot.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Open right now for the next qualifier. So if you want to make it to one of these live finals, live championships, sign up with your team, get some friends. Show us what you got. And even if you don't, make it all the way, it's a pretty fun event.
It's really fun.
Just give it your best shot. You got nothing to lose.
Yep.
So sign up on VaingloryLeague.com. Sign up sheets are open right now. So in North America and EU, be sure to tune in. And of course, the live finals in EU in North America are gonna be at Esports Arena in Santa Ana from March 11th to the 13th. In Europe, it's gonna be at Gfinity Arena in London on the 18th to the 20th.
Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun, guys.
So get your tickets now.
Get your tickets. You can get it on Eventbrite. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. We hope we see you guys there.
Yep. And finally, Lunar New Year is going to be our biggest in-game event ever. You're going to be able to get red envelope prizes. You're going to be able to get double glory. You're going to be getting hero sales and so many more things.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty sweet. And, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything, which is a lot.
I'm trying to remember all these things at once, and it's just impossible.
I know. And Ozo, of course. Make sure you guys get your hands on him as quickly as possible. He's so much fun to play.
Oh, yeah.
We really enjoyed showing him to you guys.
Yep, so
Super
just
cool.
be sure, tune in today at twitch.tv/Twitch to see us on the Twitch main stage. We're going to have the devs with this guy as the captain up against Shin Kaigen and the community.
Going down, Shin.
It's going to be at 5 p.m.
Going down,
CT,
bro.
So 3 p.m. PST. Be sure to tune in, cheer on whichever team. Cheer on this guy. He might need some support.
I might need some support.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of support.
So yeah, be sure to come in.
Yeah.
And we will be back tomorrow at the same time in the morning and in the afternoon. So tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. CT, 8 a.m. PST. It's going to be pretty awesome. We're going to be playing a couple more matches for you guys, talking a little bit more about what's to come, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Guys, we loved having you guys here. Stay tuned. It's always awesome. This is us from PAX.
Yep. PAX
Us
down
from PAX.
2016. See you guys tomorrow. Or later today.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheer me on.